About a year ago, I made a video for the first time in my life that I actually camped out for something. So basically, last year, the iPhone 6 was released. And the big thing about the iPhone 6 was obviously the large screen that the iPhone 6 was going to offer. In this case, it was a 4.7 inch and a 5.5 inch. And it was really funny because in the very beginning, I had always wanted a 5-inch iPhone, and I never really expected that they would make this thing as big as they actually did, 5.5 inches. But a year of owning the iPhone 6 with the 5.5-inch screen, I couldn't possibly be happier. No, my phone didn't bend, because unlike the idiots who are online and the morons in the media who are actually putting these phones in their back pocket and sitting on them when they know that these things are made of aluminum, I never did anything so stupid. So, by keeping my phone in my side pocket, I didn't even need a screen protector, and my screen is still in perfect condition. I could take pictures of it, but when I say perfect condition, there are no chips, there are no scratches. The iPhone 6 did not have sapphire glass, because the problem with sapphire is, even though it's easily resistant to scratches, the problem with sapphire is it's not resistant to shattering. So Apple didn't put sapphire in those the iPhones, because if you drop it, the side impacts are able to shatter most screens. And a lot of people with these cheap Samsung Galaxy phones, they know what a shattered screen looks like. Unless you seriously abuse an iPhone, it's very difficult to shatter the screen. You have to drop this thing from like a height of like more than 6 feet. And I've had a couple of drops, but I've never had a shatter with any of my iPhones. The optical quality glass and the Gorilla Glass that they use has been fantastic for me. So anyway, the reason why I was making this video was to just talk about the changes that Apple's made this year as far as the actual launch. In my video, Surviving the Insanity of Launch Day, I was online with what seemed like the entire population of Shanghai. Chinese buyers. These people lined up for the thing, and everybody at first lined up orderly and everything was okay, and everybody had it on their mind that they were going to buy out the iPhone 6 Plus in 64 gigabytes if necessary, but mainly they wanted the 128 gigabyte, which is exactly one I wanted. And the problem is, when I got here, as you can see, I was at the beginning of the line, and there were maybe 1,000 people in front of me. Now, everything was going just about fine. Like, I'm gonna, put the link to the video, but everything was actually going fine. Here I am, like, sleeping on the ground and everything. Because I did a great job making this video with my iPhone 5. But, basically, Apple kept everybody in the dark as to, what time things were gonna happen. But it was understood that the store wasn't gonna open till 9. Or 10 or whatever, I can't even remember. I think it was 10 o'clock. So, at 5:05 a.m., these people all basically got up at the exact same time and rushed the door as if the store had opened. The store didn't open for another 5 hours. When they said this store opens at 10 o'clock, this store opens at 10 o'clock. They don't give a shit if there's a war outside. This store opens at 10 o'clock. 5:05 a.m., these people rushed the front of the line. There were people arguing, there were people pushing, there were people fighting. It was exactly like when I lived in China, when you are waiting at the train station for tickets. And God forbid there's a problem, because the people are antsy, frustrated, and this, that, and other. And I mean, you could see it in the video. At 5 o'clock, these people rushed the line, and we still couldn't get in for another 5 hours. So anyway, they left all of their chairs and all of their junk. They just left it right on the ground as if it didn't even matter. And as you can see, the sun came up. I'm going to provide the link to the video. You can watch it. It's actually a pretty good video. But, one thing I was angry at Apple last year, because as far as I was concerned, there was no reason why lines like this should have even been allowed. Because, see, they're not responsible or liable for anything that's happening outside of their store. They're only responsible by insurance purposes for what happens inside their store. I was angry with Apple for not organizing this. So what I do have to say is that I'm actually quite happy with Apple this year. 6S Plus with the rose gold color was the #1 desirable phone this year. Nobody knows what anything of the shit that they're making over at Samsung to clone iPhone is. But the simple fact is the rose gold iPhone 6X Plus is the biggest phone launch this year. I purchased one for my girlfriend because I bought all Plus models. I purchased one for my girlfriend and she got a rose gold, and all I got to do is go pick it up. And she has a rose gold 128. That thing was $1,000. Then I bought a space gray model for myself. I could have gotten a gold model, but honestly, the gold color to me is a little, it's a little too gaudy. I don't like those colors. Me personally, I'm about primary colors. I like black, I like silver, I like blue, etc., etc. But they don't have a blue yet. When they have a blue, I definitely get a blue. But anyway, I got the space gray for myself, just like I did last time. And then I purchased two more because I used both my, I used like two of my credit cards. I purchased one for her, one for me, and then on the other credit card, because you're only allowed to purchase two at a time, I purchased two space gray models. So I've already gotten a buyer for one of those space gray models, and then on eBay I've posted up a auction where I start the auction at $1,000, and the buy it now price is $1,500, and that auction is scheduled to start like a day or two right before the 25th, so that this way, as the auction's ending, I'll be not only picking up all the phones, but I'll be ready to ship them to whoever my buyer is. So basically, I'm going to make a little over $1,000 of profit for selling those two phones. When I say $1,000 of profit, I mean, anybody who doesn't understand what the word profit is, that means that I bought the phone for $1,000, but I'm selling each one of them for more than $1,500, which means that that extra $500 is going straight into my pocket, wherein the first $1,000 is going to pay back my credit card, so that this way, not only do I maintain excellent credit, because I have excellent 800 plus scores, but not only do I maintain excellent credit, but it actually improves your credit score when they show, hey, this guy just borrowed $2,000 and he paid it right back. So obviously this guy's credit worthy. So that's the reason why they keep upgrading your the amount of money that you're able to actually borrow, the amount of your credit. So I have to say I'm very happy that Apple has done this. They made it so that without a reservation, you ain't getting shit. Because I guess there must have been a lot of disappointment last year with people who lined up for these things, and because they were mobbed, couldn't get something, and they were waiting out there. I waited from 11 o'clock p.m. to the next day 10 a.m. to get my phone. And that's a really good video, because I actually showed the part where I actually bought the thing and I did a slow motion capture of it and all that. But at any event, I'm really happy that I was able to get it. I'm really happy with Apple for making this reservation system, and all of the phones that I bought were the T-Mobile unlocked versions, as you can see, because they don't call it unlocked, they call it a T-Mobile version, and it's $949 plus tax. The other thing that I was going to say was I was a little disappointed, and I voiced my dissatisfaction with the fact that the Apple Watch couldn't be purchased in store. When they delivered my Apple Watch, they delivered it in a box twice as long as my iPhone, which I didn't understand. I mean, it was a watch. But they delivered it in a box twice as long, and it took me like almost a month after I ordered it while I was on vacation in Dubai. And it took a long time to get that, and I was a little dissatisfied with that. When I buy something, I expect to walk into the store, pick it up, and that's it, and I walk out and that's it. I expect to walk in, buy, leave. That's what I like. I don't like having to wait for shit in the mail. I hate UPS. USPS is a little bit better in my opinion, but I hate UPS. I hate waiting for stuff. You know, I expect to hand you the cash and you hand me whatever I bought. That's what I want. The other thing I should say is Apple seems like they're not happy with the way the carriers are treating sales of their phones. And what Apple is doing is Apple has made it so that they have payment plans for their phones. So this way, instead of you paying $500, what you're doing is you're making installments of like $30 or something a month. Or instead of paying $1,000, you're making installments of like $44 a month. Me personally, I don't believe in making installments on a cell phone. I'd rather just hand you the cash and just buy the thing outright. But what they are trying to do, and AT&T followed, is they're trying to make it so that if you really want to upgrade every single year, you can upgrade every single year. What ultimately needs to happen is that they need a phone buyback program, which includes cash. Apple is willing to take your old phone and give you a gift certificate, which gives you a slight discount on the next phone you're buying, and that's all based on the wear and tear of your phone. The problem with not buying a new one of these phones every year is that they quickly depreciate after the second year. So I bought this one for $1,000, so that means that this year it's about worth maybe $300 to $400 less. If I waited till next year, it would be worth even less. So as long as you upgrade every single year, in some cases you hold on to most of the residual value as long as you've taken care of your devices. So basically with my phone's in perfect condition, and the 6S's that I'm selling are brand new, so there is no depreciation. Now with my phone, yeah, there's slight depreciation, so you figure like $200 or $300 worth of depreciation, but because I make over $1,300 a month on YouTube, when you factor in how much money I make from making these videos, because this isn't my only channel. I've started 2 other channels, and I've already had 1 other channel before Big Truck Series Review, but the only reason why I started this channel was because I needed a new name, and I wanted a name that would actually stick, like a better name, you know. But in any event, the phones, for me, pay back themselves in dividends. Every time I make a video with these phones, especially on launch day, I usually get maybe 30,000 views or something better. And there's a lot of views and clicks and everything and advertisements that come along with it. So, basically, that's all I wanted to say for this video. I really appreciate it if you watch my launch day video so you could see the hell that I went through to actually get this thing. But I'm very happy that Apple has decided to organize things. I'm very happy that they've decided to make an installment plan system for their phones. And I'm very happy that what they're trying to do ultimately is eliminate the 2-year contract in favor of a 1-year contract. Apple is trying to get ahead of AT&T. AT&T disallowed you from upgrading your phone and getting a new contract back when the iPhone 5 launched, and that made me very upset as an AT&T customer. Not only that, the data plans have skyrocketed ridiculous. I'm paying $80 a month with taxes for 450 minutes and unlimited data because I'm factored into the unlimited data plan from the original iPhone. Anybody who buys an iPhone now is going to get absolutely raped by the 10 gigabyte plans, and 10 gigabytes gives you that's $110 or $125. And then when you get to the 15 gigabytes, you're paying close to $150 a month for a goddamn phone. That's ridiculous. So I'm paying $80 a month, and that's one of the reasons why I stick with iPhone. I've looked at Samsung's phones. I've seen nothing worth switching for at all. Their cameras are considered by reviewers to be better than iPhone's camera because Samsung makes cameras and they use the same diodes that they use in their top-end cameras. The problem is, it's the rest of it that sucks. The what is it called? The software, the firmware. iPhones have iMovie. iMovie was a $5 app that allows you to edit these videos better than any camera has ever allowed you to edit any video. Everybody who does professional video editing, they do like Photoshop, Video Suite, whatever, they do it on their Macs. Me personally, I don't even have to upload from the phone, and I'm able to edit these videos in minutes. And if I don't want to edit it and I don't want to add in any effects, all I have to do is simply take the file and say, yep, send to YouTube, and that's it. So this phone has made me so much money. Like everybody says, oh yeah, well you should stop bragging. No, I like to brag because even when I think about it, I think it's ridiculous. Because of my iPhone, because I spent $1,000 on this phone, I'm earning over $20,000 a year when you factor in YouTube and you factor in all of the side stuff that I do with these phones. You think, okay, let's try this investment for dummies. I give you $1,000 and I make $20,000. Do you understand the difference? Do you understand why I do what I do? Most people don't understand why I do what I do. In fact, there's a lot of people who put videos on YouTube, and when I start talking to them, they tell me they're not monetized. And I'm like, well, why aren't you monetized? And they're like, well, what's monetization? And for some strange reason, they're putting these videos up and they don't understand how to do it where they make money. They're putting videos up on Facebook. Don't put it up on Facebook, put it up on YouTube and link it to Facebook. I've made videos about monetizing before, but I don't know what it is. Maybe the message didn't get out or something, but I've tried to explain to people how profitable this stuff is, but a lot of people, like for instance, most of the equipment that I have, if I didn't pay for it using my business income, I paid for it using my YouTube income. I mean, when you make over $1,200-$1,300 a month on making stupid videos on a cell phone, I mean, this car right here that I'm making a video review, when I get my iPhone 6s, I'm going to make a video review of this car that I leased, and I'm gonna do a 4K video. Has anybody else done 4K video? Yeah, they probably have, but I'm gonna make mine because I make money off of it. I don't understand why people don't understand this process. Maybe YouTube needs to make monetization tutorials or something. I really don't know. But at this point, I gained 1,500 subscribers over the past summer. And I'm just going to keep going for more. And I'm going to try to get more content and more car racing and all that stuff. The only problem is I'm in New York City and there's not a lot of car racing here because, you know, it's New York City and there's 25-mile-per-hour speed limits. But that's basically just it. So I'll be picking up these phones on, the 25th. And you can look forward to more reviews from me. And 4K video in 30 frames per second. That I'm kind of upset about. 4K really isn't ready for prime time until it's like 60 frames per second, you know, but even in the movie theaters, you usually see 30 frame per second video at 4K, but now they're trying to go 5K, 8K and all that. The thing about it is, that's movie theater, multi-million-dollar equipment, so, you know, we're not ready for that on a consumer level. In fact, we're facing student loan bubbles, we're facing auto loan bubbles. Right now, it's like the entire economy is preparing to collapse. The Europeans are being swamped with immigrants, and there's a migrant crisis. It's like the entire world is collapsing around me. And all I'm concerned with right now is going to pick up my brand new iPhone 6s Plus 128 gigabyte.